or to get money for retirement. We'll be there because we work only with veteran families like yours to help you get the most life out of a home for the life of your family. From New Day USA, welcome home.
2020's in the rearview mirror, and things are looking clearer. With a little luck, 2021 might not suck, might not suck. No more cutting your own hair now. The vaccine's on its way, and it's coming any day. And if things don't run amok, 2021 might not suck.
Hi, I'm Hanno. I created Gabi because most people overpay on car insurance. Gabi is a free tool that saves you money by finding the best deal. Gabi users save more than $800 per year on average. Go to Gabi.com and stop overpaying for car insurance.
I got this mountain bike for only $11.
DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site. An iPad worth $505 was sold for less than $24, a PlayStation 4 for less than $16, and a Schultz 4K television for less than $2.
I won these Bluetooth headphones for $20.
I got these 3 suitcases for less than $40.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
As you get older, are you worried about staying sharp and alert? Forebrain from the Harvard-educated experts at Force Factor contains key ingredients to help boost memory, learning, clarity, focus, and more. Rush to Walmart and find Forebrain, our #1 brain booster, in the vitamin aisle.
They're having a good time.
Jimmy Carter, Rock and Roll President, Sunday at 9 on CNN.
And you are looking at live pictures of Times Square in New York City right now, where the famous ball is dropping tonight, but that's where the tradition ends. Tonight, no lines, no massive crowds, no cheering fans. Richard Quest is in Times Square now. And Richard, you're usually there when there are 1 million people in Times Square. You've covered the celebration for more than 22 years. Tonight, a very different scene from years past. What are you expecting?
You know, Bianna, it really is extraordinary. It's quite upsetting for somebody like myself who's been here every year doing this with, 1 million people. But come and let me show you. This is Times Square 2020 style. You have nobody from here really to the end of the square. There is the ball. That will still drop at midnight. And these pens are going to be filled in with a variety of honorees. So if we come back up here, we have the honorees from the military. We have honorees who have raised money for charity. Bianna, it's very different. It's extraordinarily different, but it's still Times Square and it's still New Year's Eve, and we're still going to get on with it.
And those frontline workers who deserve to be there to celebrate are there, as are you, my friend. Strong jacket, strong mask. I'm loving it. But tell me why this has been such an important moment for you as well. It's been a hard year. You suffered with COVID, and you had a very difficult recovery. Tell me about the emotions you're feeling now.
I'm feeling huge emotions because a year ago, I stood in this square and I looked up and I thought, go 2020, come on 2020. And I was getting married in 2020. By the way, this is the man I got married to.
Congratulations.
We failed to get married when we were expecting to. We did it later on. I've been in this square every year for 25 years or so at midnight. I did Millennium at midnight in this square. The mood, it's still, let's have a bit of festivity. I mean, you do the one thing we've learned. By the way, anyone who wears glasses and spectacles will know why I've taken these off. It's very difficult to speak and do that.
Well, look, Richard.
They fog up.
They fog up, but listen, you survived, you're thriving. 2021 will be a better year for you. Wishing you all of the best.
Yes.
With the love of your life there. Have a wonderful New Year's. Be safe.
Thank
you so much for covering this for us. And Happy New Year's to everybody at home.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. Our special New Year's Eve show live with Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen starts right now.
Yeah, everybody, Ringo here. Ringo and CNN want to wish you all a Happy New Year. And peace and love, of course. And remember, here's to those nights we won't remember. And here's to the friends we won't forget. Peace and love.
Welcome to CNN's New Year's Eve Live. Tonight, we celebrate the end to the worst year ever and the start of a new one with appearances by Mariah Carey, Snoop Dogg, Stephen Colbert, Patti LaBelle, John Mayer, Cameron Diaz, Kylie Minogue, and many other surprises. Now, your hosts, Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen.
And good evening and welcome to Times Square in New York City and what is likely the most, I think, anticipated New Year's celebration since at least the millennium. And maybe the weirdest.
Because people want it to be over.
Well, yeah, but also just, I mean, no one's ever seen anything like this.
No, they have not.
We are less than 4 hours away from saying goodbye to 2020, a year many people want nothing more to do with. Goodbye, good riddance. We're welcoming in 2021. This year obviously has meant personal loss for so many families and friends, economic devastation. It's also a year that we hope ends with something of a light at the end of the tunnel.
Hopefully tonight is an escape. We're going to smile and laugh with you. It is our biggest New Year's Eve ever.
Yes.
We have a star-studded lineup.
Yeah, we do, actually.
Great musical performances, puppies,
Tattoos, yes.
Shots.
Yes. For the first time in decades, Times Square is actually closed to the public on New Year's Eve. In World War II, there were 2 years where there was no ball drop because they were afraid of possible air raids. They didn't want the lights of Times Square on and crowds gathering. In the crowd tonight, although you can't really call it a crowd, in an empty Times Square tonight are heroes of 2020. There's doctors and nurses and healthcare workers and first responders and their families, people who have dedicated their lives and risked their lives to help all of us in this incredibly difficult year. We'll be talking to them throughout the 4.5 hours tonight.
Long one. I brought 2 bottles of tequila, not just for the crew. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say it seems so fitting and beautiful that the first responders are down there. I mean,
absolutely.
Usually this is, as you know, a very sought-after place to be for Times Square.
Yes.
People stand in pens for hours, peeing in their pants, all sorts of horrible things.
You're obsessed with that.
Waiting. Well, it's just, I can't get over it.
When Andy's mom called him up earlier today, what was it she said?
She said, are you guys wearing diapers tonight?
I mean...
And I was like, no. She goes, why? You should. I'm like, we're not. Anyway,
I find it odd that your mom is encouraging us that we're wearing diapers.
She's worried about our
anyway. It doesn't.
Anyway, we have a clip of the dunce caps from last year toasting. This
standing
is us
right here at this exact.
Really toasting with such great promise. Now, I want to say. Part of the reason I think that I was so excited is I knew that I was drunk,
yes.
and you were drunker, but I knew you had a baby on the way.
Yes.
So I was communicating to you.
Oh,
I was
okay.
trying,
okay.
like, this is going to be great.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, here's a
Take a look at our optimism from last year.
I'm so grateful for our friendship. I think you're the best, and I've loved the year we had together. And I look forward to 2020 and all that is in our future.
All right.
Little did we know what was in our future.
Did we know. Now, we will be doing shots every hour. You went from being a zaddy to a daddy, my friend.
I don't know what that means.
Well, don't worry about it. I do these.
Wow, this
tequila.
really smells.
Well, it's tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Now remember, we're not encouraged if you're 21. Should you join us?
If you're 21 or over and you'd like to join us responsibly,
as long as you're not driving or anywhere.
By the way, no one is alone tonight. We are all together. I know more people are home probably than ever watching New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and look, so many of us people have had a really difficult year, and we see you and we hear you, and we just want to have a fun time and celebrate with you tonight and welcome in what we all hope is going to be a much, much better year.
Absolutely. We're here together. Cheers to 2021.
I have not had a shot since, I think, the last time you were here.
A vaccine's on the way, Zaddy. Let's do it. You're getting better. You're getting better at it. I would argue that you're getting better at it. Now, we got to talk about our top story tonight. Should we get to Baby Wyatt right now?
Burns. It just burns. It's the after effect.
Well, wait, before we get to Baby Wyatt, I do just want to point out, it's really weird being in Times
very
Square
strange.
right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're usually yelling at each other.
Absolutely.
Yes, we have double earpieces to drown out
so much noise.
Yes.
There's no noise. We're right near the stage right here for Seacrest. We're really going to be able to tell who's lip syncing tonight. I mean, we're going to tell you guys what's really going on. I mean, that I will tell you. And also, it's just wild. But one of the
you can
things,
turn to the other things maybe from time to time if you want to see, but then come back to us.
Nothing on.
We'll tell you what's actually
Nothing
happening.
on.
We'll tell you what's
Shots
actually
with us. Yeah, we'll tell you what's going on. Everything else is glossy and fake. We're going to give it to you straight here. As straight as we can. Anyway,
wow.
What was wild about this year in New York City, one of the things, of course, was you and I both spent a lot of times on our bikes in New York City.
Yes, of course.
And it was so surreal, and hopefully there'll never be another time like it, riding your bike through New York City, having it be totally empty and having it all be having it to yourself. And it's like that tonight in Times Square.
It is, yeah.
It's so surreal. I remember Anderson was... I was home recovering from COVID. I didn't leave my apartment for about 3 weeks, and Anderson would call me. He rode his bike to CNN every night, and he would call me and report on the rats that were on the street.
Yes,
he was very upset about the rats, and he started to lead me to believe that when I did leave my apartment, I was going to get the crap beaten out of me by a rat. That's what I felt from your report.
There was a moment where there was, it was touch and go in the streets.
You felt like there were more...
I did have a showdown with a rat. I was riding home after work, and right up a block from my house, there was a rat in the middle of the street, and I came to a full stop, and it stopped and was just looking at me, and I was like, okay, you win. I went around the rat. The rat didn't move.
I want to point out, so there are some healthcare workers and first responders, but
and
behind them and their families, behind them, there are these blow-up
It's a little
fake people
creepy
that are freaking us out.
Well,
I'm sure as we get drunk, maybe they'll become festive, but
I guess
freaking me out right
it's clearly like Planet, I guess it's a Planet Fitness advertisement. But there are those things that you see at car washes.
Yes.
Yes. Which is strange.
You ever go to a car wash?
Of course.
It's normal. The Vanderbilt boy goes to a car wash.
Jesus. I find car washes very satisfying. I like to try to sit in them and see. Right. But when you look out down at Times Square, it's just rows of these figures going like this.
I like your... Let's talk about baby Wyatt. Wyatt is how old now?
He is 8 months.
He's 8 months old. He's super cute. Throw up the stills.
Yes, this was a year in my life.
Here, and and for me too.
He looks a little Buddha-like in that photo, which I love.
He always does. He's got Anderson's peepers, and look at your arms are looking great.
Well, no, thank you.
Having feelings for you. He's such a good kid. He's so mellow. He's so
mellow. I know.
I know. He didn't get your...
I know. He's so cheerful and happy. He sleeps...
Really
I hate to say this. He sleeps like 12 hours a night.
Now, I feel like Wyatt is baby New Year, okay? So I think we have a little... Wyatt as baby New Year. There we go. There he is. And that is his laugh.
I think part of that is his giggle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We couldn't get the rights to Wyatt, so we had to make a fake. Now, every time you see baby New Year run across the screen, do a
No.
Yes. I think that's a fun little...
No, that's not appropriate. That's completely inappropriate.
Yes.
No.
Now, we did everything virtually this year. All of us were on Zoom fighting with our parents all year and having fun, little cocktail parties on Zoom.
Really?
Fun. And I was doing Watch What Happens Live from home for many months, and I had the pleasure of having Anderson on one night, and my son Ben actually met Wyatt on air for the first time. They met virtually. Yeah. So much of what happened this year was virtual.
We have a clip of that, actually. This was like early on. Why would
Watch What Happens Live at home. I'm Andy, joined by Anderson Cooper and my son Benjamin. And Anderson is with Wyatt. and I thought it would be fun if they met right now. Look, that's going to be your good buddy Wyatt.
That's Benjamin.
Have you boys ever been to Brazil?
I think he was like a week or so old at that point.
Wyatt?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was like very early on.
It was early on.
And I mean, it's not going to be full baby talk the next 4.5 hours because I know it's
tiresome.
Boring
At
for
best.
everybody. It's
I'm getting bored.
But like every cliche is true. Like he changes so fast.
Yes.
Like I didn't recognize who that baby was.
I didn't recognize you because I'm finding out all these things about Anderson, and we've spent so much time kind of killing time between naps together, which is
that's
absolutely that's what we do together now. But this one has a mean Grover impression.
I don't have a Grover impression.
Yeah, you do.
What, when I sing?
Rawr, rawr.
Oh no, that's just how I sing.
Oh, the singing.
Well, I realized when I had a kid, I realized I don't know any songs. Like I don't know any kids. I mean, I don't know any pop songs.
Weird noise.
But I don't know any songs, and I don't know how to sing. And all of a sudden, you're called upon to sing.
Are you called upon?
Well, yeah, babies really like it apparently.
Okay.
So like I found myself singing, but like la 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 la. Like that's as good as I get. It's sad.
So weird. Okay, are we going to go to Richard Quest?
Richard
I think
Quest.
he's on the ground in Times Square.
Yes, Richard Quest, who joins us each New Year's, often with many costume changes. Richard!
Oh
my
goodness.
goodness.
Wow.
2 o'clock.
Wow, in a mask.
You are like the masked correspondent.
Yes,
here.
the masked correspondent.
Who is
it?
that masked
Is it
correspondent?
John King? Is it David Axelrod? Who is the masked correspondent?
I am above you. Go look up to your right.
We don't hear you.
Can you hear me? Well, never mind. I'm up here.
Wow. The night is off.
First technical challenge of the night.
Oh,
they can
on TV they can hear him.
Now
I hear you, Richard.
I'm on the TSX building, which is up to your right. You're 2 o'clock, Anderson. Yeah, over here. No,
Like
left
2
a bit.
o'clock.
Well, there. Yeah. Oh, never mind.
I never understand when people say that.
Sweetie, it's a clock.
Okay.
I'm over here.
Oh, there he is. Hey.
All right. Let me tell you.
Oh, fun. Yeah, he's right there.
No. Olive Garden's closed this year.
Okay.
Let me show you what we've got here. If you look down at Times Square, you can see all the pens where the various honorees are starting to arrive. There's a maximum of 10 per pen. There'll be about 300 people in total. You know, having been in Times Square every New Year's Eve, like yourselves, it's a very weird, very strange experience, as I'm sure you agree.
Now, Richard, you had COVID this year, and thankfully, you're doing well.
I am, thank you. COVID, the actual COVID itself was pretty grim, mainly tiredness and coughing. The post-COVID, the long COVID, that's what really got me. That's when it was as if I was in constant fog. I couldn't think clearly. I had no hand-eye communication. It was really bad, but it went, and thank God I'm okay now.
Good. Well, I'm glad you were well enough to throw those sequins on for another year, Richard. And coming up next, one CNN correspondent is getting some fresh ink. Plus, the legendary Miss Patti LaBelle, Queen of the Verses, shares what she's cooking up for New Year's tonight. Grab a drink, journey with us 100 stories above the New York City skyline.
Listen, if he don't